So that is because of the world force has so many forces and that are more powerful than our will. That is because of that we sometimes we want to
Okay,
do
it's a
activity.
good question and directly in line with what we are going to do. So we'll take this up. So the question is that we have weaknesses. Sometimes we have a very strong will. We feel we can do it. At other times we are overpowered. So is it that the world forces are stronger than us or vice versa? Obviously, our journey starts with weakness, ignorance, limitation, incapacity of all kinds. To start with, we don't even know that it is a weakness. Human beings are identified with weakness and they think it as a natural state. Then they grow, and as they grow, they begin to become aware that this which I thought is my strength. There are some people who speak lies, and they think it's a nice thing to speak lies. They think it's a great strength that they can manipulate others. But as we grow, we realize that, well, this is not the way to live, and there is another way to live. And so we begin to become aware that there is something called as weakness. Step one. Step two, even while we have become generally aware, still habitually, unconsciously, we continue to do the same thing. So that's step two. When time to time the awareness come, but it is not able to sustain us in actually mastering it. Then the next level is when we have just exhibited the weakness, committed the act, but we immediately realize that this is not how we should have been. Let's say somebody gets angry. So initially one thinks anger is normal. Everybody gets angry. Second stage is he justifies the anger. Third is he becomes aware, but usually much later. After he has become angry, become pent up force, then after much longer he says, oh, I should not have been angry. Third is when immediately later on one gets angry. Fourth stage is when while he is angry, some part in oneself is separated and says, look, it is not the right thing to do. Still one cannot control and does it. Then the next step is when just before getting angry one becomes aware. But still one is not able to control. One lets off. Then one is becoming aware and one cannot totally control, but it becomes mild. For instance, one starts getting angry, but then just a little and it starts becoming moderate because there is some degree of control. Then one is able to understand that I am likely to get angry, and one can start, if one takes an action in time, for instance, moving away from the situation, or suddenly taking that, no, 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 I should not, keeps firm and stops it. Sometimes one succeeds, sometimes one doesn't succeed. And then finally, one is able to become aware and succeed. But even this is not enough because this is a mastery over anger. How to completely abolish anger? So, for that, within the nature, we have to create a soil which is conducive to not getting angry. So, then we have to analyze anger. Why anger comes is because of frustration. I want things to be in a certain way, whether in myself, my life, or people. It doesn't happen, so I get angry. So, one begins to analyze that how can I change others? If I have this desire, this demand, expectation, I'll be always prone to anger. Because nobody I can change. The only person I can change is myself. You know that prayer which I often quote, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So now one has taken the practice to another level. That look here, the fact is, I am trying to do something and it will lead to frustration because it is based on desire and expectation from the world and people. So then, second level one is mastered. One understand that this is the cause, so one eliminates it. Still, one has not fully succeeded in eliminating. So the third level is when we try to make the opposite movement. That is there in Buddhism. Mother also, you are getting angry because of the behavior of someone, but instead you respond with peace. You respond with love. Why love? By understanding that this is a weak person. So weak person is a object of pity or kindness or compassion, not of anger. Somebody is misbehaved with you. So instead of becoming angry, you go to the, let's say, Samadhi or to the mother and pray for that person. Mother, give him peace. Then the next level is where within myself, I have such a peace that nothing can touch me. Even a storm will come and pass on the surface. It will touch like this and go away. And finally, even that touch goes away. So, this mastery, which is in 4 or 5 stages, it develops as some part in us begins to, first of all, recognize that there is a problem. That is half the battle won. Most people are justifying the weakness. So, we should not justify. Weakness is a weakness. And then a part of the mind we must learn to separate and look at it objectively. We should look at ourselves objectively, as objectively as we look at others. So this part of the mind which can separate is called in yoga as the discriminating mind, discerning mind, buddhi. So to develop it, how to develop it? Through reading of spiritual literature, by being in the company of those who are wise. Automatically it comes into us. For instance, when we read the Ramayana, we learn that Rama is so strong, but he is never angry. We learn that strong people are never angry. The weaker you are, the more violent you are. So we learn these things. Discerning mind develops. Simultaneously, to allow the soul to grow in us, give it psychic food, call mother's name, read things which will help the soul to develop, go deep within, interiorize, think of the mother, call the mother. So, as a result of all this, the psychic being will develop. When that develops, then during the moments when the psychic is in front, no weakness will even come. It won't come near, it will be impossible. Like animals don't come near fire. But during the moments when the psychic fire is dimmed, say for instance late evening when one is tired and one is not so conscious, then again these forces will invade. Slowly this psychic being one is established in the psychic being, and then there is no scope of any weakness coming. It is not the complete transformation, but it will give us a very large stability in peace, in calm. Also to call peace, so that when peace is so powerful, then no adverse movement can enter our being. So this is the process, a long process. One has to endure without giving up, with faith, persistent, surrender, offering to the divine, praying to the divine to eliminate. But once one succeeds, then this is a victory which takes you, it's in your deposit account, which will take you, carry on with you in other lives. Because if you have managed a victory in one life, not only it will help others, but it will come with you in the next life. It will not be like, okay, what was the use? At 70 I got rid of anger. But what is the use? No, it is useful because in next life you will automatically be grown with a very peaceful and quiet nature. So this is the process. Don't give up. Endure, have faith, surrender, keep trying, push the will little by little. By applying the will, the weakness goes away. Instead of giving up and justifying it.